today we are taking a practice involving the neck and shoulders, so lots of really yummy neck and shoulder mobilizations as well as some neck and shoulder strengthening things. So we're going to start today with the feet about hip distance wide. We'll allow the arms to relax to the sides and we'll close the eyes for a little moment here, just allowing the crown of the head to gently float on up towards the ceiling. Don't try and bring the body into stillness, just allow the body to do what it wants to do. And just take a few moments here focusing on the breath. I'm going to just gently open the eyes. From here we're going to have a little bend in the knees and really allow the arms to relax here. And we're going to keep with that little bend in the knees and we're going to sway side to side. So we're moving through the torso and just allowing those nice relaxed arms to gently sway around the torso. So we're not making the arms move in any way. The movement of our hips and the movement of our torso makes our arms sway. And come into stillness here, keeping that softness to the knees. We're going to again keep the arms and shoulders relaxed, and as we start to bend our knees further, we're going to bounce through the knees, and you'll notice that your shoulders bounce up and down here as well. So you'll just notice that you can loosen your shoulders a little bit more just with this little bounce. Okay, come into stillness there. So we'll turn the palms out. So we've already externally rotated the arms, therefore externally rotated through the shoulder socket. Let's inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. And as we bring our arms down, we'll turn the palms outwards so that we're feeling like we're pushing down with that internal rotation of the arms. So externally rotate, turn the palms out, inhale, reach on up. And then turn those palms back out again as we push it down. Taking that a few more times, turning the palms out, reach on up. And turning the palms out, drawing it down. Do that one more time actually, in case we've not moved with the breath here. So as we breathe in, reach the arms up. And as we breathe out, bring the hands down. And keep the hands down to the sides when we get there. Okay, so we're going to come all the way to kneeling here. Pop the hands down so we're into a tabletop position. And from this tabletop position, keep the arms straight for me. So we're stopping those arms and moving at the elbows all together. Look straight down towards the floor in between the hands. And from here, I'd like you to just relax the shoulder blades together so that as the shoulder blades draw together, you'll feel like your body's sinking down towards the floor, like the chest is drawn down towards the floor. Now we're going to try and broaden the shoulder blades as we try and puff out that space in between the shoulder blades. And you'll feel like you're drawing the chest away from the floor. So move with the breath. Inhale, allow the shoulder blades to draw together. Exhale, puff out through the shoulder blades. Take a couple more of these scapular push-ups here. And then come into neutral, so that space in between, the space that feels right for you. And we're going to just sit back onto the knees now. So come to kneel. Keeping the hands down to the sides, looking forwards, we're going to draw our torso in one direction and the head in the other direction. So we're kind of drawing ear towards the shoulder as we draw the torso in the opposite direction. If this doesn't feel right for your ankles or feet, by all means roll your mat up, have the toes touch, whatever you wish, and you can do this from a cross-legged position as well, if that works for you. So you should be feeling like the muscles in the neck and the top of the shoulder are starting to loosen here. Okay, come onto centre. So I'll come a little bit closer to you here. What we're doing here is taking a little circle with the neck. So we're looking straight forwards. From here, feel like you're drawing the nose forwards and take the nose over to one side, but nothing else moves. We're drawing the nose backwards, over to the other side and forwards. So we're doing a circle with the neck. So it's like the head and the body are two separate entities here. Carry on going in one direction and then take it in the other direction. So we're trying not to move the shoulders too much. We're moving the head, which is making our neck move. And then we'll come back to centre. So from here, we're going to tuck the chin towards the chest. Then we're going to draw the chin forwards. Lift the chin up and draw the chin back. Starting once again with the chin tucked, forwards, up, back. So we're moving the neck in a different plane of movement now. Just once or twice more. And then we'll come all the way back to neutral. Okay, so come to sit on the bottom for me. We're going to bring the feet out in front of us, drop the knees over to one side. So drop your knees over to the left, take the feet a bit wider apart, so maybe your foot's touching the thigh. So we've got the knees turned to the left, bring your left hand down to the floor, a little bit further out, so we're leaning over a little bit. So we're going to ground down through that left hand, so it feels already like we're drawing the shoulder away. Keep that activity going on there. Our other arm reaches to the side. We're going to drop our right ear towards the right shoulder and bring that right arm over the top of the head. You might find the hand touches the ear here. Keep pushing down through the left hand, so we're keeping that left arm really active. You'll feel that left shoulder, the top of the traps here, really opening up. Keep dropping the ear towards the right shoulder, but we're not pulling with that hand, we're simply resting the arm on top of the head. Now we're going to look up, so lifting the chin up towards the ceiling and then dropping it down. Taking that several times. Two more. Oh, a couple more, it's nice. So we'll do 8 in total. And then we'll release the hand and we're going to take that over to the other side. So bring the feet in front of you, got them over in the other direction. Make sure you're comfortable. Maybe that foot's touching the thigh. Don't worry, if not, just make sure you're comfy. Bring that right hand out to the side, ground down through the hand. So we've got that arm and the shoulder active already. Other arm reaches up. We're going to drop left ear towards left shoulder. Bring the head around the top. Just the weight of the arm keeps that head where it is. We're not doing anything more, but we are grounding down through the right hand, keeping that active. Now let's lift the chin and drop the chin. We're going to do 8 in total. Keep grounding down through that right hand, rooting down. 2 more. And then we'll release. Okay. So bring the feet out in front of you now. We're going to grab a block. So if you don't have a block, grab something like a lightweight book. So from here we're going to come to lie down on the mat. Make sure that your knees are bent, feet are flat down on the floor, not too close to the body, so that we can stay nice and relaxed in the back. So we've got our hips drawing into the mat. We've got this little lift of the lower back, that's fine. But our ribs, the back of our ribs and our shoulders and the back of the head are touching the mat. Bring the block out in front of the face here. So we're reaching the block towards the ceiling. So I'll just shimmy forwards a little bit. So from here we're going to try and reach that block as high towards the ceiling as we can. That means your shoulder heads will lift away from the floor. Keep your ribs and your head down into the mat. Keep reaching the block up towards the ceiling, but now we're going to reach it above the head. So we're reaching up and we're reaching away. Your hands may not touch the floor, don't worry if they don't. Bring that block back up, keep reaching up towards the ceiling so the shoulder heads are lifted, and lower the shoulders down. Let's do that a couple more times. Reach the block up towards the ceiling, keep the shoulder blades raised, the shoulder heads raised. Reach the block above the head. So as soon as your ribs want to draw away from the mat, stop. So you may get here and that's where you stay. That's absolutely fine. If you can continue and bring the block all the way to the floor, go for it, but only if those ribs can stay in contact with the mat. Bring the block back to where we started, drop the shoulder heads down. Let's do that twice more. Reach on up, shoulder heads come away from the mat. Reach above the head. Keep the back of the ribs pushing into the mat and the back of the head. Come on all the way back up. Shoulder heads drop down. Let's do one more. Reach on up. Bring the block up above the head or as far as it can go for you. And then come all the way back. Drop the shoulders down. Leave the block for now. We'll pick that up later. And we'll rock or push ourselves all the way to the top of the mat. So from here we're going to come on over to all fours once again. So coming back into our tabletop position, we'll remind ourselves of our scapular push-ups again. So we're going to keep the arms straight. We're going to allow the chest to drop towards the floor. Shoulder blades come together. And then broaden the shoulder blades, puffing out as the chest rolls away from the floor. So inhale, chest drops down, shoulder blades come together. Exhale, chest rolls away from the ground, shoulder blades puff out. Now come into your neutral for a moment. We're going to add that to our cat-cow. So as we inhale, we're going to roll it down into our cat-cow. So belly drops down, chest rolls down, shoulder blades come together, and we're looking forwards. Now coming into our cat, we're going to arch the spine, puff out through the shoulder blades, chin tucks. It's like we're trying to draw everything as far away from the floor as we can. Inhale, wave it down into our cat-cow pose again. Shoulder blades come together, look forwards. And then we'll arch into our cat. Shoulder blades puff out. Chin tucks. Let's take that a few more times. Don't worry too much about what's going on with your cat-cow. Just really focus on the shoulders for today. The rest of it will just happen. So if you're relatively new to yoga, don't worry, just create this shape for now. There's always plenty of time for us to perfect what on earth is going on with our cat-cow. And let's take one last cat. And come into neutral. We're going to tuck the toes under now and push it back to a downward dog. So again, keeping the arms straight, drawing the hips back. Feel free to walk on the spot there. So bend one knee, draw the opposite heel down towards the floor. Okay, so come into a static downward facing dog for me. So we're trying to create this nice straight line from the hand all the way to the hips. And if that means you have bent knees, that is absolutely cool. Don't worry about what's going on with the legs. Think about getting that nice elongated shape from the fingertips to the hips. And from here, we're going to take a couple of scapular push-ups. So stay where you are. And I would like you to feel like you're drawing your shoulders up towards your ears and then drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Keeping the arms straight, so the movement's not coming through from the elbows, the movement is coming from our shoulders. So draw the shoulders up towards the ears, draw the shoulders away from the ears. Take that a couple more times, doing our shoulder raises, shoulders up towards the ears, shoulders away, and then come into neutral. And from here we're going to walk all the way to the top of the mat. Grounding down through the feet, we're going to reach on all the way up, reaching the arms up, lifting through the chest, bringing the hands together at the heart. Okay, once again, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold it down. Inhaling, hands come to the shins for our half lift. Popping the hands down to the mat, we're going to take it back to a plank pose. Let's drop the knees down this first time in our plank pose. Take a little in-breath there. As we exhale, let's nice and slowly lower down to the floor. And when we get to the floor, untuck the toes, take feet wide-ish, take the arms out to the side so that we're taking cactus arms as we lie on our back here. So, with our cactus arms here, we're going to lift the hands away from the mat. So we've got the elbows touching the mat, but the hands are drawing away. Now as we take an in-breath, let's draw the chest away from the mat a little bit and draw the chest forwards. You may find that your elbows lift, but keep the hands reaching further up than the elbows. And then feel like you're pushing the fingertips up towards the sky. And then exhale, lower it down. Good. Don't worry if the feet lifted into a locust pose, it's fine. So you can keep the feet on the floor or you can lift them. So we'll do that again, but with the elbows raised first. So hands stay on the floor, elbows lift. As we take an in-breath, draw the chest away from the mat, draw the chest forwards. So your hands may come off the mat, but keep those elbows higher than the hands. Now as you take another in-breath, see if you can reach the elbows a little bit higher and then lower it down. And from here, pop the hands down, push it back to a child's pose. Tuck the toes as we come into a child's pose. Okay, take a moment there. And as you next exhale, we're going to arch the spine and come into a cat. Now we're going to continue travelling forwards here as we take our cow shoulders, so the shoulder blades draw together now. Keep sinking the hips down and draw the chest forwards. Lift the knees off the floor if that feels right for you. And then we'll pop the knees down, round the spine like a cat pose as we take it all the way back to our child's pose. From here, let's lift to a downward dog. So we're going to ground through the hands, lift the hips up towards the sky, peel the ribs and the knees away from each other into our downward dog. Waving it forwards into a plank pose. Take an in-breath here. As we next exhale, feel free to drop the knees down. We're going to lower as slow as we can all the way down to the floor. Keep the elbows drawing in towards the ribs, but not hugging right in if that doesn't feel right for you. The elbows can go a bit wider. When we get to the floor, untuck the toes. Take those arms out into the cactus arms again. This time, keep the arms level. We're going to inhale, draw the chest away from the mat a little. Draw the chest forward, see if we can lift some more. Let's lift the feet this time as well. Push your way through the soles of the feet. Keep pushing down through the pockets, so pushing down through the centre of the body. Elbows, hands, feet, all lift and the chest draws forwards. Let's lower all the way down, pop the hands down. And from here, push it back to all fours, or straight up to a plank pose, and take it back to a downward facing dog. When we get to our downward dog, we're going to walk, step, or hop to the top of the mat, coming all the way forwards, grounding down through the feet. Let's reach the arms up, and then bring the hands to the heart. Okay, so we're going to take a little balance. So grounding down through our left foot, we're going to reach our arms and our right foot up towards the sky at the same time. Keep the toes lifted up towards the sky. Keep upright. Reach up through the fingers. Relax through the shoulders, lifting the toes. And then we're going to take the hands and the foot behind us for a warrior three. So kicking the heel away, drawing the crown of the head forwards. Now we're going to bend this standing leg and bring that back foot down to the mat. Keep the ribs down towards the thigh from here. We're going to reach the arms forwards. And as we take an in-breath, reach the arms up, circle the arms. And we're going to exhale as we reach the hands forward. So the arm circles, take a full breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forwards. Once again, inhale, reaching up. And exhaling, reaching forwards. Go with your own breath here. As we inhale and reach up here, hold it at the top. Then we're going to open out to our warrior two. So our back heel drops down, open the arms out to the sides. So, hands are about shoulder height, front knees bent, back legs straight, grounding down through the outer edge of the feet. We're going to bring our front forearm onto that front thigh. This other arm is going to reach on round behind us, wrap on round, maybe grab a hold of the thigh if your top shoulder's open enough today. If it's not, that's fine. Okay. Stay there for a moment or two. And if you wish, the hand that's wrapped around the back can now reach on up towards the sky and reach on forwards. So we're trying to reach the fingers away from our back foot. So ground down through the outer edge of the back foot, reach forward through the fingers. Like we're opening up the whole of the side of the body. And then we can open back to our warrior two. And then bring the hands down to the floor. Push it back to a downward dog. Let's drop the knees down, keep the toes tucked. Come into that child's pose. Take an in-breath here. And as we exhale, round the spine, puff out through those shoulders into our cats. And then draw the chest forwards, draw the shoulder blades together. Reach on forwards through the chest, lift the knees if you can. Pop the knees down. Start to arch the spine, coming back into our child's pose. From here, we're going to come into our downward facing dog. Okay, lovely. So let's wave it forwards to our plank pose. Lower all the way down to the floor. Push it straight back to a push-up and back to downward facing dog. From here we're going to walk, step or hop to the top of the mat. And inhale, reach the arms up. Bring the hands to the heart. Okay, let's do the other side. So, pop the hands to the sides, find your balance. We're going to start to reach our arms and our left foot up towards the sky. Lift the toes up towards the sky. Now we're taking it back to that warrior three, reaching the arms and the foot backwards, drawing the heel back, the crown of the head forwards. Let's bend the standing leg, pop that back foot down to the floor, reach the arms up and circle the arms round. Let's do 2 more of those. Drop the ribs towards the thigh, reach the arms forwards, up, round. With the breath, 2 more with the breath. Inhaling forwards, exhaling as we complete that circle. Last time. Then as we open up this time, we're going to come into our warrior two. Feel free to lengthen your stride if you need to. So we're going to bring that front forearm onto the front thigh. Bring the other arm round behind us. Staying there for a moment or two. And then the hand that's wrapped behind can reach up towards the sky and reach on forwards. Try your palm facing down, but maybe palm facing up might work better for your shoulders. Either that internal or external rotation of the shoulders. See which works for you. And we'll open back up to warrior two. Pop it back to downward facing dog. Let's drop the knees down, keep the toes tucked, coming back to a child's pose. Let's arch the spine into our cat. So puffed out shoulder blades. Now as we draw the hips forward, shoulder blades draw together. Ground down through the hands, knees lift. Let's pop the knees down as we come into cat, then our child's pose. Lifting up to downward dog, reaching those hips up towards the sky. Waving forwards to a plank pose. Lower down as slowly as you can, but reserve a little bit of energy to push straight back up when you get to the bottom. Take it back to downward facing dog. And then we're coming all the way to the top of the mat, reaching the arms up and then bringing the hands to the heart. Good, lovely. Let's do 1 more of those. So reach the arms up, bringing our right foot in front of us, toes lift. Take it back to our warrior three. Drop the back foot down to the mat as we bend the front knee. Reach the arms straight up this time so we stay in a high lunge. Take an in-breath here, reach on up towards the ceiling with the fingers, get the shoulders relaxed. As we next exhale, bring the hands into fists, drop the back knee down to a hover above the mat as we draw those fists down. Inhale, reach on up. Exhale, bring it down, knee to a hover. Inhale, reach on up. Exhale, knee to a hover. Last one, come back up to that high lunge. Fists to fire. Reach the arms back. Now we're going to open back into that warrior two. So we're staying in our warrior two. This time we're going to straighten the front leg for our Trikonasana triangle pose. Reach that front hand forwards, but keep the legs where they are. That front hand rests on the thigh or the shin somewhere. Other arm is going to reach round behind us for a moment. Keep grounding down to the outer edge of that back foot. Keep lifting that top shoulder up towards the sky. Now we're going to reach the arm from behind us up towards the ceiling. Now reach that arm forwards, palm facing down if that feels right for you. Now if we're happy to keep the body as it is, yet reach the other arm to meet it like we're holding a giant beach ball above our head, go for that. And then we can open back into a warrior two, bending that front knee. Spin the hands around, push it back to downward dog. Okay, let's walk or step to the top of the mat, coming all the way up to stand. And bring the hands to the heart, popping the hands down to the sides. We'll do the other side. So let's reach left leg up towards the sky as we reach the arms up. Bring that foot back behind us and the arms into our warrior three. Bending that standing leg, back foot comes down to the floor. Reach the arms up. Good. Take an in-breath here as we exhale. Fists to fire, dropping the knee down towards the floor. Reach the arms up. Hands come into fists. Drop the back knee to a hover. Inhale back up. We've got two more to go. Last time. Lift on all the way back up, and then we'll open to our warrior two. Lovely. Straighten that front leg. Reach the hand forward, pop that front hand down onto that front thigh, other arm can wrap around behind, maybe taking a hold of the thigh. Take a moment there, grounding down through the outer edge of that back foot, lifting top shoulder up towards the sky. Reach the arm from round behind us now up towards the sky. Reach it forwards, palm facing down if you can. Reach the other arm forwards. And then open back into our warrior two. Okay. Bring the hands round. Push it all the way back to a downward facing dog. And from there we're going to pop the knees down to the floor and come to seated. Okay. So from here, we're going to have the feet about hip distance wide. We're going to have the hands behind us. So I'm leaning back here, the hands are much further back than the shoulders and the feet are further forwards than the knees. So I'm staying here with the fingers. I like the fingers turned out to the sides a little bit, not facing directly back, but the fingers are turned towards the back of the mat-ish. So from here, nothing is moving apart from, we're making the movement come from the shoulders is what I should say. So looking directly forwards. So we're going to now allow the shoulders to lift up towards the ears. Now we're drawing the shoulders back towards the back of the mat. Now we're drawing the shoulders down towards the mat and we're rolling the shoulder heads forwards. So shoulders come up, back, down, forwards. And take that into more of a circular movement here. Keep looking forwards. Keep that movement coming from the shoulders. Moving the shoulders up, back, down, forwards. And now we're going to reverse in the other direction. So we're drawing the shoulders forward, down, back, up, forward, down, back, up. In that circular motion. And if you're getting any weird noises coming from your shoulders, if there's no pain associated, it's not a problem. Okay, let's come back to centre. Alright, from here, come into a comfortable seated position. It may be cross-legged, it may be kneeling, whatever you fancy. Grab a hold of your block, just pop that in front of you or somewhere within reach for now. Okay, so we're going to take the arms out to the side. We're going to have the thumbs facing up. Okay, so now turn one thumb down, keep the other thumb up. So the thumb that's turned up lifts up towards the sky, the thumb that's down turns down towards the floor. Come on back out and swap the direction of the thumbs. So thumb lifts up, other thumb lifts down. Bring it out to the side. Let's do that again, only this time we're going to bend the elbows and draw the thumbs towards each other. And then take it in the opposite direction. Take that a couple more times each way. I'm not expecting the thumbs or the fists to touch. Okay, and then bring the arms out to the sides. Okay, so grab a hold of your block, and if this is difficult, we can just revert back to what we just did. So hold onto your block, hold the narrow edge, reach the arms out to the side, the block lifts up, the other hand draws down, bend the elbows and pass the block from one hand to the other, reach the arms out, do the same again. And if you're unable to pass the block, just revert back to what we just did. So continue passing the block one hand to the other. And take that a couple more times. And then we'll come all the way to centre. Good, okay. So keep a hold of your block. We're going to finish with some very passive stretches here. So come to kneeling here. We're going to come into a child's pose in a moment. So keep a hold of your block, pop it on your mat so that it's just about in reach with the hands. So don't worry if your knees are wide or together, take whichever your comfortable child's pose is, extend the arms in front of you and keep your hands on the block here. And sink the head and the shoulders down towards the floor. If you're nowhere near the floor, that's fine, so long as it's comfortable. Maybe you might be better with the block a bit higher, or maybe you might prefer it with the bottom raised a little bit. Or maybe even you could come towards a wall and just pop the hands onto a wall and do it that way. If you're near a sofa or a bed, you can pop the hands onto that surface as well. So take a few moments in whatever your preferred place is. We'll take several breaths here. And feel free to stay there if you're enjoying that and want to stay for a while longer. Otherwise, you may wish to do a slightly different passive stretch, which will take a different motion in the shoulders. So we're coming up to like a puppy pose now. So we've got the bottom above the hips. So we're not drawing it back, we're keeping it above the hips. And we're going to bring the elbows onto the block now. And you can again sink it down, hands can come together. If both elbows don't fit on one block, find something else, grab another block, whatever you have, so that your elbows fit on. And you'll find just a different movement in where you feel that stretch in either the shoulder head or in the trapezius, wherever. And we'll take one or two more breaths here. And then nice and slowly bring yourselves out of this. So lift the head, bring the elbows off the mat, and then bring yourself up. We're going to come all the way to lie on the mat now. So come over onto the back lie on the back, either with the knees bent, feet wide, knees not together, or knees lifting up towards the sky, or legs outstretched, palms turned up, tucking the chin towards the chest. And bring your awareness into your breath. Don't force or change your breath in any way. Just allow your breath to soften your mind, to soften, spending as long as you like in Shavasana. And when you're ready to come out of Shavasana, just take a little time to wiggle through the fingers and toes and gently come back. Or stay there for as long as you like. Thank you very much. Namaste. See you next time.